Hello. Thanks for being here. I want to share with you a really simple system for talking with almost anybody about anything. Whether you're working through a conflict or just telling somebody how crazy you are about them, paying somebody a compliment, or feeling like you'd like to bust them one. I wrote about this in a master class in Gremlin-Taming, which was published, I think, in 2008. But anyway, I'm not in my office right now. I'm at my house, and my wife Letty and I actually have this on our fireplace. And it's a weird acronym. It's weird because it doesn't have any vowels. And the real reason I didn't put any vowels in there is I had a deadline for the publisher, and I wanted to come up with an acronym really quickly to finish that particular book. But if it had vowels in it, it'd be pronounced snittable. So here's how snittable works. It's a magic formula. You simply notice what's true for you. That is what you're feeling, your body, or what you're thinking, or what you're imagining, or what you're remembering, or what you're noticing about the other person. You just notice it. Just notice. And then what you do is describe what you're noticing in simple sentences, no more than 5 or 6. By simple, I don't mean subject and predicate necessarily. I just mean like you're talking to a 4th grader or 5th grader, something like that. Just very basic sentences. Because remember, you're an authority on your experience as it's unfolding for you in any moment. You can't be wrong because you know what your experience is. And all you're going to do is describe it, just like you would describe a painting or a beautiful sunset. You just describe your experience in a few sentences. So simply notice, describe in simple sentences what you notice. It may be something as simple as, I don't like what you just did, and I don't want you to do it again. And when you describe your experience, you match your voice and your facial expression to what you're feeling and stay current with what you're feeling. Stay very current with it, and it won't build. It may be something as simple as, God, you're beautiful. I'm just noticing how beautiful you are. Or, I love watching you walk. Or, I'm really wanting to go for a bike ride. Doesn't matter. Whatever you notice, you just describe it in simple sentences. So you simply notice, describe, and this is the hard part. You hush. Hush. Now, I don't mean bite your tongue and don't speak. I mean hush. Just remember the SH at the end of hush. And it's sort of like you're saying to yourself, shh, just relax. Just shh, Rick, just take it easy. Okay? And when you hush, you also drop your awareness to your breathing. So the next thing you do is breathe. You take in all of the air that you want and exhale fully. So you're not thinking ahead to what you're going to say next. You're relaxing and you're breathing. And then what you're going to do is listen. Now this is the interesting part about listening. I don't want you to try to understand what the other person is saying. I just want you to relax and listen, just like you would listen to a piece of music. But here's the tricky part, the most important part. You have to listen with goodwill. This is the key. Wanting to be affected by what the other person is saying. You just relax and breathe and listen and let it get in there. Wanting to be affected by what they're saying. It'll get in there. Now remember, you're not thinking ahead. You've simply noticed, you've described your experience, you've hushed, you've breathed, you're listening. Now that other person will probably say something, right? But they may not. Even if they don't, for you it's going to be like peeling an onion, the onion of your experience. You will, having matched your voice and facial expression to what you're noticing and having described it, that experience that you were having will be gone and a new experience will emerge within you. It may be very similar to what you just said, or it may be very different. But it'll be brand new. And all you have to do then is notice. So you ask yourself, now what I'm noticing is, and then once again you describe, hush, breathe, and listen. So let's say that what you said initially was something like, I really don't like what you just did. And that other person sits there like a bump on a log and doesn't say anything. And you relax, you hush, you breathe, you listen. It may be that the new experience that emerges within you is something like, now I'm noticing you're not saying anything. I'm really curious what your experience is, having heard me say what I just said. It may be something as simple as that. There may be something as simple as, I'm not sure what to say next. Or it may be something as simple as, well, I'm aware I really wish I hadn't sounded so angry. I don't know what it'll be. You don't have to know. You know, there is a very thin membrane between fear and excitement. And on the one hand, you may be thinking, oh my God, I don't know what'll happen. I don't know what's going to happen if I take this. It's called risk taking. If I take this risk. But on the other hand, it could be as simple as, I don't know what's going to happen here. I think I'll just live the truth of who I am and put me out there and hush and breathe and listen and see what becomes of us. Well, it's that kind of risk-taking. When two people will do that together, much less a whole organization, it leads to a deepening of the relationship. Really. Really. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's so simple. I'm very proud of it, actually. And again, it's not new. I developed it many, many years ago and wrote about it, as I say, in 2008, but I developed it before that. And I'm at home now. I may have mentioned this. This is on our fireplace. I mean, actually, Letty and I practice this. We do this. And it's been good for us. So thanks for listening. And that was my thumb there because it's the only way I know how to turn this thing off.